Hello, hello, Perfidious Pete here, welcoming you back for the most gleefully delightful episode of XCOM The Long War that I have recorded to date. That's right, folks. It finally happened. Finally happened. Tara Reid is off the roster. Now, she's not permanently off the roster because, let's face it, I'm just not that lucky. But for the next 38 glorious days, that haggard old bat and her quivering, delirium tremens-racked body is going to be confined to a bed in the infirmary. And if I have anything to say about it, we will have one of our physicians on staff be visiting Tara Reid's room with a syringe full of nothing so that he can inject a few air bubbles into her IV line and perhaps eliminate Tara on a more permanent basis in a tragic medical accident. And while I am overjoyed at the last mission, it did actually have a downside. In addition to old Tara Reid buying the farm, almost, not quite the farm. She bought like a trailer somewhere out in the boondocks. She didn't quite buy the farm, but she was close. But on that same mission, Hugh Jackman, our resident mustelid, was also injured, and he's going to be down in the infirmary for 25 of those 38 glorious days. Now, his mutant healing factor, of course, we were relying on to save him, but apparently we're at the point in the story arc where one of the villains, probably, let's say, a sectoid commander maybe, has negated and or stolen Hugh's mutant power, so he's going to be down a little longer than one might expect from the Wolverine. I'd actually be more disappointed about Hugh being out of action, but honestly, the whole Tara Reid thing really has me pretty much riding a wave that's never going to stop. I'm really, really quite delighted. I could recap our last mission as I normally do, take a minute to do that, but honestly, I've already sort of mentioned the only highlight, so instead, let's just head on up to our active troopers and take care of our one housekeeping item that we still sort of have on our plate. And we had a promotion for Destiny Cobra Hope Cyrus. I don't know why, but I really find the nickname Cobra hysterically funny when assigned to Miley Cyrus. Twerkin' Cobra, Miley. But that's actually not what we're going to go with. Miley's been acting a little strange lately. Keeps putting on a brown wig and calling herself Hannah Montana. And when she's in full-on Hannah Montana mode, of course, she's prone to breaking out into song, which is, I don't know, it's a little disconcerting. It just seems totally I mean, it's apropos of nothing, really, which is why it's weird. But since she's been doing that lately, we're just going to name her Hannah Twerkin' Montana. And, of course, the wig will definitely make an appearance, so we might as well get that taken care of as well. That seems a little aggressive, Miley. There we go. That's probably more reasonable. And let's shift you to, let's say, a nice brown shade. There we go. And look, it's Hannah Montana, just like that. Disney teen sensation Hannah Montana, now joining our crew. So I'm sure Miley will be back eventually. She has, well, basically undiagnosed schizophrenia, which are, I guess it would not be schizophrenia, but multiple personality disorder. Anyway, she's got an undiagnosed mental illness, and of course that's going to make her fast friends with Amanda Bynes, who has a legitimately diagnosed mental illness. They can compare notes, swap medications, should be a good time. It'll be like a slumber party when, when you're a kid, giggling schoolgirls and whatnot, all in their feety pajamas, huddled about, except instead of potato chips and movies, they're going to have, slasher flicks and lithium. So, seems like it'd be a fun time. Anyway, with that taken care of, really nothing else for us to do but go ahead and start scanning. We do have a little bit of cash sort of piled on high, but I am saving that, actually. There's a foundry project that I'm very interested in doing. Not interested in Jelly Delirium at all. The foundry project for extra ammunition before you have to reload costs, I think, 300 credits, so we're sort of saving up for that. New research, of course, needs to be done, and we could do some autopsies, but honestly, the benefits that we get for that are mostly if you have a gene lab, which I don't even have one built because I'm not a huge fan of gene mods. Pulse lasers has some merit for our aircraft, actually. I think I'll skip that. Mobile power armor, actually, I would do pulse lasers, except mobile power armor we can do faster. And the benefit for this is we didn't build any carapace armor, but honestly, if we can do mobile power armor now, we may not ever need to build carapace armor. We can just skip straight over it and go to the heavy stuff. So I'm actually liking that idea. I think what I'm going to do then is we're just going to sort of bum rush the mobile power armor, and rather than build carapace armor, just go straight for the durable shit. And I'm sure you put your recruits to the lab, Dr. Vela, in editing your latest snuff footage, so kudos there. Of course, we did recently pick up the all-in bonus for some extra monthly cash, and I can't help but wonder that if Dr. Valen's little cottage industry snuff porn is perhaps what's netting us those funds. I mean, if it is, I don't really have a problem with that, because, hey, the fate of humanity is at stake. If we got to peddle alien snuff films to get enough cash to keep this war going, we'll absolutely do it. There's maybe some moral questions in that, but that's a line that I'm comfortable crossing. Anyway, if that's what you've got them doing, get them to editing and have them really cut together like the best high-angle shots and whatnot. Get some close-ups in there of the really gruesome shit. We want to make sure that those films are as profitable as possible, Dr. V. Bieber back on duty, as is Major Mel Gibson. Major Mel, that's right. He's not the regular small Mel, he's a Major Mel. 16 muton corpses for 2 engineers. So you're looking at, what, 8? That's 8 corpses an engineer. So roughly $40 per engineer. You know, I once got 2 engineers for 18 weapon fragments, right? That would make it a bargain basement $9 per engineer. I'm not really liking that deal there, United States. You're going to have to come up with something better than that. I'm going to give the U.S. the finger, I guess. Alright, so we have a medium UFO over Africa. Very interesting. So it is high, which means it's either on a satellite scouting or killing mission, and we don't really want it doing either of those things, so let's get some interceptors up and see if we can bring it down. And I think this might actually be a good chance for maybe old Gonzo Vikram to pull his second kill. I think the last time we sent Gonzo up, we were mocking him the entire way, and then he absolutely mullered his foe. I don't even think he took damage. So arguably, if I wanted the trend to continue, what I really should be doing is making fun of Gonzo. Talking about how big his nose is, how much he loves fucking chickens, that sort of thing. See if we can motivate a well, it apparently is working. That's right, Gonzo, you fuck chickens. You fuck them right into cloaca.
Contact lost.
Well, not terrible. Not his greatest performance ever, but pretty reasonable. At least he won't be in the shop for 475 years. I would send up Moose, but honestly, I don't really feel there's a point in doing that at all. Let's see if we can get Candyman a kill, actually. He's been an embarrassment to Sammy Davis Jr. for the last 75 years, or however long Sammy's been dead. I don't know how long it's actually been. This guy's been an embarrassment that whole time, however. Let's see if maybe he can tap dance his way to a kill. Make Dean Martin proud!
No joy here.
Somewhere Frank Sinatra is rolling over in his grave. Probably onto a hot blonde with big tits, but he's still rolling over in his grave. So I guess that leaves us no choice but to send an actual pilot, and that's... let's just throw some Panic at him. Panic has 3 kills, and this guy should be very, very badly damaged. He should be able to close this thing out.
Bangs out.
I don't know about fangs. Maybe dentures out would be more appropriate. Good lord, that thing just tore the holy living fuck out of us. So, that was not exactly our greatest intercept of all time, but we did get a cash bounty, which is going to help pile on some funds for our upcoming armor that we're going to be building. We are going to need to shuffle around some weapons down here. Do I really want to give Moose a laser cannon? I mean... That seems like the stupidest thing ever. It'd be like giving a 9-year-old a fucking Titanic nuclear weapon. Just a terrible, terrible idea. You know what? Screw it. Terrible ideas are they're my fucking... They're my bread and butter. I mean, there's no two ways about it. When it comes to ideas, terrible ideas are the only kind I have, so... Avalanche missiles for Candyman. Arguably, he's actually been worse for us than Moose. And we are going to take Moose offline for a week to actually put this laser cannon on him, but it's not like Moose is going to be doing anything in that week anyway. The guy is worthless. And hey, we have an alloy cannon that's going to finish soon. That's good. Alright, so let's get back to scanning then and see if we can get this armor finished. Maybe we can get mobile power armor fully researched. Alloy cannon online. That's excellent. That's going to allow our assault troopers to pack even more punch. 8 sectoids for a scientist. That I will do. Scientists vastly more valuable than engineers, so I will give up sectoid corpses for an engineer.
Contact detected.
Oh, and Hannah Montana back on duty. So we have a large UFO coming in over the United States. Now, odds are strong as a large UFO, this is either a terror mission, an abduction mission, or possibly a base assault. And if it's a base assault, we are probably boned with not only all the dicks, but everything that's even vaguely dick-shaped. So let's... You know what? We're going to have to try and shoot this down. I actually don't think we're going to do it, but I am willing to commit at least a small portion of our fleet to damaging it slightly. So we're going to send up at least 2 interceptors, one of which is going to be armed with a laser cannon, depending on how well these guys perform.
Approaching target now.
So, not well. I think he got 3 missile hits, which is effectively like spitting into a stiff wind.
Detected.
That's a gnat to a titan right there. Not like a video game titan, but, you know, one of
We're
the
in
actual
pursuit.
Greek god titans. Like
Closing on target.
an actual titan. Wow, you're really fighting well there. Time for you to check out. We can't take any more damage than that. Alright, so that ship is not going down. It doesn't look like it's going to be a base assault, however, because it's already moved past. So this is probably an abduction mission or a terror mission. I mean, it's either one of those two if it's not a base assault. My guess would be probably a terror mission, maybe? Thinking maybe a terror mission. Nope. Thanks for making me look like an asshole, game. I had a 50-50 shot, and you made sure I got the wrong half. So, thanks.
Commander, we're tracking several reported
Swarming
abductions
alien
via the
activity in
hologlobe.
New York.
I've got the coordinates locked in.
Well, the swarming part of that is actually more than a little disturbing. But I guess we really have no choice. We're doing this mission, so... Now, with the swarming level of alien activity, I'm probably going to take some very good quality troopers. I don't know about Taylor Swift quality, but... you know what? We got swarming alien activity. There's no reason to not use these guys. What else am I going to keep them around for? So what's our... several buildings in a large combat. Alright then, since we have buildings in a combat zone, this is actually going to be the M&M mission then. I'm concerned that Mel may not have the best available lanes of fire, so we're going to send in M&M. He's going to be our leader, our go-to man. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Our Robin Williams, if you will. Although, let's hope he doesn't wind up, you know, sort of the same situation as Robin recently did. That would be unfortunate. Anyway, so loadout for him, it's going to be a Gauss rifle. Assuming I can find it. We've got a Gauss rifle, a scope, and a laser sight then for M&M. It's fine. And we're going to take another infantry, and that's going to be Sean No Angel Pen. He's going to have an identical loadout. You know, that only leaves us 1 suit of phalanx armor. Now we're going to have to buck up and deal with it. Sorry, our infantry guys need that. And it's going to be a Gauss rifle, scope, and a laser sight for No Angel. And for our 3rd unit, we're going to take our best available assault trooper, and that's going to be Jonathan Keyquan. Yep, old Slick Shoes himself. So Slick Shoes will be testing out. He's sort of giving the maiden voyage to our alloy cannon here. Actually quite excited to see what he can do with it. We are going to give Slick Shoes breaching ammo, and we are also going to give him an arc thrower. Going to want a scout, of course, and I think that's Jaden I Can Bend Time and Space with My Mind Smith. And old Time Bender here is going to be carrying the Dr. Anglass Memorial Shotgun, a flashbang, and an arc thrower. We're then going to want an engineer. Of course, I'm not sure how much engineering we would need on a mission, per se, while we have Jaden Smith aboard. Jaden Smith alters reality with but a thought, so I mean, seems like he could pretty much immediately fix anything we might need him to fix. But we're going to take Kesha anyway, just in case, because let's say I'm somewhat dubious of Jaden's claims to abilities. I'm not exactly sure he can do all that he says he can. Not even with Willow on his side, at his back, helping him drop mad rhymes. So Kesha's going to be on the mission. Her loadout is adequate. We're going to need a gunner, of course, and I don't see any reason to not take Paris Porno Hilton. He's going to be toting our Gauss machine gun, of course a scope for the Porninator. Seeing which, it seems like she should be collaborating with Dr. Valen more. They have sort of a dovetail kind of thing working on that. Maybe an investment idea whose time has come, Paris. You should consider that. So Old Porno herself is going to be toting our fantastically huge Gauss weapon. We're going to want a medic for absolute certain, and I think let's take the Biebs. This seems like a Justin Bieber mission to me. Mostly because someone will probably get injured, and Justin Bieber can then immediately call them a fucking worthless asshole for having the temerity to get hurt on his watch, and forcing him to get off his lazy ass and actually do something. And then for our final unit, I don't see any reason to not take the mighty Marauder, Crimson-Lipped Death Goddess, Taylor Swift. She's going to be toting our mech suit. A little bit of laser lance, whole lot of flamethrower, alloy belt, and some weapon gyros for Tay-Tay. And T-Swizzle is out there ready to turn some of these aliens into a blank spot. Let's get stuck in and see how we do. Now, we are headed to New York, and if movies and television have taught me anything, and let's face it, they probably really haven't, but if in the unlikely event that they have taught me anything, it's that aliens who assault New York never works out well for them. I mean, it always goes horribly awry. They're almost immediately just get the holy living fuck kicked out of them. War of the Worlds happened there, aliens killed by viruses, although I think mostly they only destroyed New York and then moved on to Boston. But hey, let's just push that thought aside. Look what happened in the Avengers. Loki comes for New York, gets his shit pushed in. Things didn't go too well for the aliens in Independence Day, of course, after they destroyed New York. Of course, things didn't go very well for New York either, but that's a probable in this scenario as well. I can't imagine things are going to turn out too well for New York.
Our AO is within the continental United States. Local government forces have reported a coordinated alien attack in a densely populated
So we've got the
neighborhood.
bank
They're
map,
counting on us to secure
which
the
actually
area.
I sort of like. This map is one of the few maps that has reasonable amounts of cover that can't just be destroyed by a single alien grenade. So Tay-Tay, not even bothering with the lariat, she has mastered death into the point where she can simply leap from a fucking moving plane and expect to hit the ground and without even suffering
Solid copy,
damage.
Big Sky. Strike one is cleared to engage.
Alright, so first thing we're going to want to do then is we have swarming alien activity on this map, which means those bastards are going to be literally everywhere. So we're going to need to find them. Let's move Bieber to this full cover,
Visual on the goods.
and then we are going to have the Beepster immediately deploy a battle scanner. And since there's a meld container back here, my thinking is the aliens will probably be somewhere near it. So let's go ahead and pitch one in that direction. Bieber actually landing it on the meld canister. Alright, so that's an unpleasant pod. Is that 4 fucking elite floaters? That is in fact 4 floater elites. Or is it 1 elite? Nope, that's a very, very, very dangerous pod. Fortunately, I actually think we have an answer for that pod. And that answer is Kesha. If you put her there, she'll pop it. What we want to do is we want to find a way that we can... You know what? Move to there, Kesha. So we're going to have Kesha open that door and fling a grenade out the window. It's going to be Kesha's first move. We're going to get Jonathan Slick Shoes Key Kwan right up there with her, so he can put some alloy cannoning into those bastards the second that door opens. So we got very lucky, actually, with that... very, very lucky, honestly, with that placement of that battle scanner. Had we not revealed that pod immediately, that could have been very, very problematic. That, I mean, it likely would have gotten someone killed.
Stepping off.
I'm going to put Paris Hilton there on the hope that she can maybe get a shot through that door on the next turn. Sean Penn going to be similarly employed. Tay-Tay? Tay-Tay's going to be our face smasher.
Systems engaged.
And we're going to put Jaden Smith actually just in the vicinity in case we need him to pull out any Overwatch. And Eminem, honestly, I don't even know what I want to do with you, buddy. Why don't you just come up here and be prepared to take shots around that corner if you need
Moving
to.
on target location.
So we got very lucky, and I'm going to hope to try and capitalize on that luck before things just go desperately awry.
Enemies spotted.
Alright, so desperately awry has basically already happened. Paris Hilton got a shot. I'm not sure how, but she does not. M&M, of course, has dozens, but... Alright, Kesha. This one's on you. Assuming I can select you. Alright, so where do we have enemies? And can Kesha hit more than one of them with a heat warhead? And the answer is no. She can blow up a meld canister with the heat warhead. As much as I hate to do it, I'm totally gonna do it. So long, meld canister. You're taking one for the team.
Commander, it would be preferable if we attempted to retrieve those canisters rather than destroy
Yes, well,
them.
many things would be preferable, Dr. V, but no plan survives contact with the enemy. Man, I'm actually very concerned about how we want to approach this. So M&M has effectively got to move, and really the best spot for him would probably be where Jonathan Keyquan is. Let's see what kind of shots you have. Okay, Sean Penn does have a shot. Not a great chance to hit, but we're going to take it. Okay, so Sean Penn delivers. Let's see if he can hit twice. Odds of this are not good, but Sean Penn, never tell him the odds. Alright, so Sean Penn actually doing some fine work for us. Jonathan Keyquan has an opportunity to employ some no. I'm very concerned that if we put him there, it's going to spawn another pod. Why is that not cover? Why are none of the shields registering? I don't like that at all. Alright, so Jonathan Keyquan actually might be able to get 2 kills with that move. But in order to have him take that move safely, we are going to need to draw out the Overwatch. And even so, I'm still not too terribly sure how safe that's going to be. But it's up to Jaden Smith. Jaden, you got to do your job, buddy. So I hope you're prepared to bend time and space, son. Having him next to that truck is all but suicidal. Which way is he going to path? Not a way that will draw enough over. Alright, so we're going to put Jaden... Alright, this is just to get Jaden out of the way and draw some Overwatch. Seriously, Jaden, you can't manage to go the right fucking way. Either way you go, it's wrong.
Moving out.
Overwatch, please. I need all of the Overwatch to come at your face. Alright, so that's good. So far, Jaden's successfully warping time and space in order to make the enemies miss. And now it's going to be up to Slick Shoes. So Slick Shoes, my hope is that he can get 1 kill and then also 1 dramatic wound on this floater. So 86%, we're going to take it. And that's 1 kill for old Slick Shoes. My pinches of power! I've been saved by my pinches of power! And that's very nice, Jonathan Keyquan. That's truly, you were indeed saved by your pinches of power, my friend. That was impressive. We have a limited number of units remaining, and we have a lot of damage still that needs to be done. But we're going to get Taylor Swift out into the mix. Also, if anybody's going to get shot, we definitely want that person to be Taylor Swift. Let's see what Keyquan, or rather, what the Pharaoh can do. Effectively nothing, because if we leave him where he's at, he's almost certain to be shot and killed unless we can wipe all of those enemies out. And I think the odds of that are pretty poor. If only Paris Hilton had a shot, we would be in such better shape here if Paris Hilton actually had a shot at something.
Aye, aye.
So we're going to readjust with M&M. That leaves us... Oh, Paris Hilton does have shots. God damn it. Alright, so Paris Hilton, 261%ers. We're gonna gamble on this. And that immediately did not pay off. But Paris's second shot did quite nicely. We just don't have enough damage to finish off that 3rd unit. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it's going to go. I don't think Taylor Swift is going to be able to kill it. Only a 68% hit chance, and even if the criticals, it's not going to be a kill. Bieber, what are your hit percentages like here? Bad and worse. And we may revisit you in a moment then. M&M, what can you do? 76% for a kill. We're going to take that, actually. That's good enough. So a big crit there from M&M as well. Alright, so I have the beginnings of a plan. It's not a good plan, but it is a plan. And I just fucked it up. I've muddied my own pants. And by that, yes, I mean I shit myself, absolutely. We're going to try and get a mind fray from the Beebinator.
You're gonna wish you stayed home.
That's right. Justin Mines controls his fans. I mean, it's widely documented. You have a 63% chance to hit with that shot. That's absolutely terrible. And this is a robotic enemy, so we have to take it. We have to take it. Had I known her shot percentage was going to be that bad, I've actually shot at the other unit and mind frayed that one, but I'm a dumb man. Why am I a dumb man? I'm dumb for ever fucking doubting Taylor Swift. That's why I'm dumb. Doubting Taylor Swift. What the hell was I thinking? Taylor Swift doesn't fucking miss. Taylor Swift kills everything she even sees. She kills any enemy that not only comes near her, just thinking about Taylor Swift is enough to get you killed.
They're flanking my position.
Yeah, well, that guy double moved, so he shouldn't be flanking it too terribly long. And what's going on with the camera there, though? Alright, so we have a mechtoid on the map somewhere, but I think this show is going to be all Jonathan Key Kwan. 100% flank shot hit. And Jonathan Key Kwan sends that son of a bitch on a one-way trip to the boneyard.
I'm ready.
He's then going to reload. And what we should probably be doing is thinking about our next turn. There's probably enemies. Alright, so we're going to reload and readjust. So we want single moves all around. And we're going to reload where we can.
Reloaded.
Which is pretty much everywhere. But we do have swarming alien activity, and based on the one pod I have spawned so far, I'm actually quite concerned about the level of alien resistance. It seems fairly high. You spawn a pod there, I swear to God, Bieber, you're so fucking dead, it's not even funny. But four heavy floaters in a single pod that's no light resistance right there. So not only are we going to have numerous enemies, but it also looks like difficult enemies. So we're going to have to be very, very cautious about how we proceed. The Pharaoh, why don't you head up in that direction? Paris, I want you to take a single... You know what, Paris, actually? Well, it doesn't matter if you have to move now or you have to move later. The turn you move, you're not going to be bringing anything to the table. But based on the critical hit you delivered on that heavy floater, all is forgiven, my dear. All is forgiven.
I'm rolling.
Actually, we could reload with Kesha, but honestly, Kesha, one trooper who doesn't need it, since all she did was throw a grenade. And once again, Kesha, I feel not getting the credit that she actually warrants, because a lot of that initial kill setup there, Kesha did the work to make that happen. She set a lot of that up.
On the move.
Softened a lot of those guys up with her grenades. So it's going to be an Overwatch then for Kesha. And we want Jonathan Key Kwan in here in a position to perhaps storm out that door with a run and gun. So it's going to be a dash for Key Kwan.
I'm on
Paris,
the
why
move.
don't you go right there? I think that's a good spot for you. Sean Penn, we want you right here beside this door. And we want Eminem right on the other side.
Affirmative. Moving out.
I hope I didn't misclick, because if he runs outside that door, he's fucking dead. Alright, well that was... that was lucky, but
10-4.
more of the fact that the game actually did what I intended it to do for a change, which hasn't always been the case for us. And Jaden Smith then, going to go right there. He's going to go in Overwatch. So we're in about as good a position as we could reasonably expect to be. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Paris, why don't you hunker down? She can't. She's not in cover. Well, just end your turn then. Our first move is going to be to have Paris step to this corner and just make sure she has a clear line of sight, which almost certainly she is not going to. There's going to be a mechtoid out there. So let's have Paris
On my
look.
way. I've got a visual.
Alright, so here's our pod. Not a mechtoid, actually. A whole buttload of thin men. And several of those thin men have put themselves in a very, very bad position. Very bad indeed. Actually, I think Jonathan Key Kwan can probably eradicate like 4 of these guys right away. And so we're going to open this door. Oh, hey, look, a whole bunch of thin men. Some of which are standing right outside. So Eminem, well, let's go ahead and kill that guy. So 1 down. And I like his chances for another. Alright, so nicely done there. Who else feels like contributing? Maybe Sean Penn, perhaps? Who has a number of very good shots as well. 83% for Sean Penn.
Dead and
Well, you are clearly no angel, Sean. I mean, I think that goes without saying. Why don't you take the lower percent at the further away target? Alright, maybe you got a little angel in you. And I don't mean that as a sexual euphemism for, like, you having intercourse with an angel. Kesha's gonna go ahead and clean these 2 motherfuckers up. One of them dead for sure. The other one's gonna be standing out in the open holding his swinging dick. Assuming thin men have dicks, which honestly, now that I think about it, they probably don't. I mean, why would they? It seems kind of like unnecessary equipment for a thin man. But Jonathan Key Kwan gonna go for yet another kill on this mission. He's getting a little greedy. Actually, can Jaden Smith get close enough to stun that guy? Can he get close enough to stun that guy without taking horrid poison damage? Yes. Well, let's try it. Oh man, that's very, very bad. So, there's an unexpected can of soup right there. Fortunately, Jonathan Key Kwan is in the neighborhood and ready to assist. So long, son of a bitch! Well, 1 shot from Jonathan Key Kwan was a devastating critical, but why did he not get his free shot? Can someone please explain that to me? It must be some kind of run-and-gun synergy. So we're going to have to forego the... We were going to go for a capture, but, well, we can't actually even do that. It's going to be up to
Headed there now.
Taylor Swift to save the day. You feel like saving the day, Taylor? I think Taylor feels like saving the day. She felt it. She felt it. And then Jonathan Key Kwan is going to have to... was interested in trying a capture. We still have not captured a thin man, but... Well, fate conspired against us. No real opportunity. And since all the thin men are dead, it's actually going to be safe for our folks to sort of move forward. So we sort of want to consider where we want to wind up, or what part of the map we want to approach next. My guess is the next pod of significant resistance is going to be inside this building, since we've seen a goodly portion of the remainder of the map. I think this would be a fine turn to sort of reload, reassess, rearm, and try to avoid running through poison if at all possible, Jaden. So Jaden's going to hit some corner cover, head for a reload. Kesha,
Time to motor.
that's a fine spot for you. And I gotta say, our duo door kickers there last time, Sean Penn and
stepping off.
Eminem, really doing some fine work. Who'd have thought that Sean Penn and Eminem would be such an effective combination?
Time to motor.
I mean, one's a rapper, one's an artist, one's a painter, one's a poet. Who'd have... I actually don't know if either of those 2 are that. Well, I guess arguably one could make a case for Eminem being a poet, but...
Good to go.
Who'd have expected 2 such diverse individuals would meld so nicely? I guess opposites really do attract.
Moving out.
So much for that whole birds of a feather argument. You can suck it. Guy who created that colloquialism.
Hauling ass.
You didn't run through poison, did you, Paris? Alright, I was going to be very upset with you if you had. Although, honestly, running through poison seems precisely like the kind of thing Paris Hilton would do. Double move for Beebs. Is there a meld canister over there that I'm just completely ignoring because I'm a retarded idiot? Okay, perhaps not. There's a meld canister right there that I'm totally ignoring, but that has less to do with me being idiot and more to do with me being cautious.
Heading out.
So again, we're going to take some very, very small moves here, and this is going to be Overwatch City. Kesha? I want you over here, actually. I want you to be able to come around this corner and throw grenades in the windows. And our door-kicking dynamic duo of Eminem and Sean Penn is going to team up to ride again. And let's put Taylor Swift over there to support you in case Taylor needs to go in. Go and reload. And Jonathan Keyquan can keep things covered with his pinchers of power. I feel that's a good use of his abilities. Paris?
Moving out.
You take cover behind that trash can. And you can hunker down. And then Beebs? You know what, buddy? I think it's corner cover for you and just a little bit of Overwatch. That way you're in a position to react regardless of how things turn out. My guess is we've got aliens inside this building. Probably camping that meld canister would be my guess. So let's take a peek inside that building and see if we're correct. Sean Penn, kick the door, buddy. Boop. Oh, delightful. Another door. Wow, that's some Monty Hall, George Clooney level prank bullshit right there. What's behind the door? Oh, it's another door. Dick move, Monty. Dick move. Alright, so we're just going to reset then.
Moving to Overwatch.
And I'm in no hurry. I do know there's a meld canister over there, but you already watched me blow one meld canister up. And if completing this mission without a wound means sacrificing the 3 meld we would get out of that canister, I'm more than happy to do it.
I'm on
A
it.
little Overwatch. Jaden, you're fine. Kesha, you're fine.
Commander.
It's getting a little crowded over there.
Position
Let's
confirmed.
readjust Jonathan Keyquan and have him ready to go in a window.
Roger that.
Overwatch.
Scanning.
Paris,
Overwatch. Aye,
you're
aye.
fine. Beeb, actually, you're also very fine. And I don't just mean that because you're a handsome man, because actually I think you're kind of pinch-faced and ugly, but... I mean, you're in an okay position. He's fine in terms of acceptable, not hot, or physically attractive. The enemies? Yes? No? Still no. Okay, apparently enemies have decided to occupy a slightly different position than I was expecting. That's actually okay. We've got
Heading to that location.
an opportunity to do something very interesting here then. So we're gonna go full-on Marine style at this shit then, and we're gonna go for a wall breach.
Location confirmed.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set it up so that all of our troopers can bring as much firepower as possible to bear, and we're gonna have Kesha fucking blow a hole in the wall. Yep, we're going in demo charge style. So why don't you go grab some cover there, Beebs. Tay-Tay,
Heading there now.
get ready to get in and do some work for us. Pharaoh,
That's affirmative.
get behind the counter. While you're at it, maybe check the cash register, see if there's any loose cash in there, because honestly, if there's any loose cash in there, we could sort of use it.
Moving out.
And our bombardier is going to get in position to get ready to throw a grenade at that wall. And that just leaves Slim and M,
I'm rolling.
and he's going to take position. I don't know, what is this? Is this supposed to be a supermarket of some variety?
Commander.
Can't really tell. It looks more like a convenience store, but not really sure. Looks like they're selling books. What is that? Is that books or cereal? Eh, it could be either. Could be both. Seems like an idea whose time has maybe come, like a combination pack, books and cereal together at last. So let's throw... Yeah, that looks good. Really what we want to do is try and bring down this wall. Which we successfully did. So the wall is down. And we have eyes on something. What are you? Can't really tell. But our plan has worked basically perfectly. So what we're going to do, we're going to Overwatch,
Aye, aye.
except for Jonathan Keyquan, who's going to take
That's
just a
affirmative.
very
I've got
small...
a visual.
Oh, shit. I did not want to do that. God damn it. Alright, so now we've gone from a good position to a suddenly terrible position with one foolish move. So I'm almost inclined now to fall back, except I really can't afford to fall back. We're going to take that shot. Hopefully one of these will hit, and we can kill that muton. Or both of them will hit and kill that muton, so fantastic. At least one target in view, and it's also a muton. I actually like our chances to kill the muton, actually, between the combined fire of Sean Penn. So, of course, he's going to let me... Nope, there's the kill. Alright.
Nailed him.
So, Bieber can see nothing. Keyquan can see 2. Alright, so it's going to be Overwatch, then, for the rest of the team.
Overwatch.
T-Swizzle. Jonathan Keyquan's actually all we got left now. Alright, well, we can fix the whole I can see enemies problem. Jonathan Key Kwan's gonna
Headed
move.
there now.
Problem solved. Aliens wisely drawing all of our Overwatch with a drone.
Bye-bye. Planted him.
I think that leaves us just maybe Bieber is our only Overwatching unit left.
Realigning optics.
This guy made double move, actually. Yep. So, foolish move there. Aliens going for the double tap. And I'm guessing the other Mechtoid also will double move. Oh, he's... Yep, yep. I thought he was going to take a shot for a second, but then he held up. So, despite the slight screw-up with Jonathan Key Kwan, that actually turned out really well for us. So, 2 100% hit chances with Paris Hilton's Rapid Fire. We're absolutely going to take it. Not a whole lot of damage there. Okay, well, Paris definitely made up for it with that second shot. That was quite well delivered. So, Beebs, we will revisit you in a moment. Kesha, I would like for you to throw a heat warhead at the enemy, please. Specifically at that enemy.
Batter up.
Kesha, I think, is now empty in the grenade department, but excellent damage, actually, from her. Excellent damage from that grenade. So that leaves Jaden the Pharaoh. Bieber, you're going to take that 93% chance and do not fuck it up, man. All the nice things I've ever said about you, Justin Bieber, I now regret every single one of them. I hope you die in a fire. And we can no longer occupy that tile because it's filled with fire. We should be able to see the enemy from there, though. Nope, alright. Jonathan Key Kwan should be able to get 2 shots at this guy. He has an alloy cannon and breaching ammo. This should do some good damage. Or I could be a filthy liar and it could do, at best, 10 damage. So, me and the liars and the filthiness. Yeah. Alright, well, we're going to take the can't miss shot from Sean Penn because fuck it, can't miss.
Taken care of.
And we certainly cannot afford to leave both of those pricks alive. Really, we can't afford to leave even one of them alive, but... see what Eminem can do here. The Slim M with some can't miss shots. This may finish him off with... oh, Eminem. Not to be outdone by Sean Penn. Our brothers here, partners in crime, are really doing a fantastic number on the aliens. Operation Purple Savior. Didn't we just have that? Because I know we did. I made a Prince joke. And that he was my personal Purple Savior. Well, at the end of this mission, you know what I'm going to say? Prince can suck it. His little thin, wispy 70s porn mustache never put down a fearsome fucking beating like Sean Penn and Eminem just did. Eminem is my new god of music. He's friendly with the monsters inside his head because apparently he can channel them at will into pure rage. And also, check out this funky celebratory backbeat we got going here. That's, yeah, groove it, dig it, yeah. Bow, bow, tick it. Actually sounds like the soundtrack to Black Justice. Also, stay tuned for the sequel, Black Justice 2. This time, it's Justicier. Of course, starring Kanye West. And also, another appearance by Sir Sidney Poitier. Kanye really got into the role of Detective Rick Rod.
Excellent. Our troops returned.
I have to agree with you, Dr. Shen. That was possibly one of the best missions we've ever fielded. We got a little lucky with that initial battle scanner because that heavy floater pod would have been a real fucking pain in the taint had we not exposed him immediately. So with a little bit of luck, though, and then for the rest of the mission, what I gotta say, I feel were pretty strong tactical moves. We put a serious beating on some alien ass. Beat him like a rented mule. One, I would assume. I mean, you could beat a non-rented mule, I would also guess. And it seems like the owner of the mule, I mean, if you were beating your own mule, sort of entitled. I mean, that's kind of a dick move because mules are just stupid animals and don't really deserve to be beating. But, I mean, if you're beating a rented mule, it seems like the mule's owner would probably get at least a little pissed. Anyway, for the Beepster, ready for anything? It's actually an interesting choice. Extra conditioning, I'm not so thrilled about, but Sprinter actually is surprisingly interesting. Ready for anything is very good. Justin Bieber has an excellent aim. And he also has some psychic abilities, and I believe if you use psychic abilities and you still qualify... You know what? We're going to go with ready for anything. I really would like to take Sprinter, but I'm actually think ready for anything is slightly better. It also comes with an aim and a will bonus, and since Justin is psychic, that will is not insignificant. So it's going to be ready for anything for the Beebs. When you're as full-on famous as Bieber, you have to be ready for anything at a moment's notice. Particularly when that moment might include, you know, like getting pulled over while racing a Ferrari down a busy street in Miami, or having your photo taken by a paparazzi that you don't like for some reason and just decide to punch in the face. Or getting arrested by the Canadian police, having the immigration service come and deport you. All of those things could happen at any moment if you're Justin Bieber. And Marshall Slim and M. Mathers, who I gotta say, absolutely fucking earned a promotion on this mission. He did fantastic work for us. Fantastic work. He and Sean Penn combined for a savage, savage beating to our foes. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna take Sentinel. Bring him on is interesting, but Sentinel, it's just too good. We're gonna go with Sentinel. Also, he has covering fire, so... Eminem promoted... The God, the Rat Master, Stan's Daddy, Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers. Needs to pick a fucking name, really, but, you know, whatever. Everything well done. Got some loot here. Let's take a look and see. We actually still managed to pick up 6 meld, also 19 alien alloys, which we sort of needed. Some Illyrium, which we've actually been using quite a bit of as well. And then, of course, 36 weapon fragments, which we can turn into, like, 2 delicious ham sandwiches. So, Operation Purple Savior, once again, a surprising victory. Apparently, that's just our lucky mission name, I guess. We should be looking for more Purple Saviors as we travel about the globe.
Remember, we will be watching.
Damn straight, you'll be watching Optimus Prime. Did you see that shit? That was some fearsome performance. How could you not watch it? It was glorious. And you know what I blame? Well, I can't actually say really blame. Blame's not the appropriate word. What I attribute our success to on this mission? The fact that fucking Tara Reid is in the hospital. The curse is real, folks. It is real. The curse of Tara Reid. It is a thing. And for the next 38... Well, actually, probably less than that now. But for the next little while, without the curse of Tara Reid, I feel that we've got some good missions ahead of us. We're maybe going to get a little rid of a roll starting here, dare I even say it. So on a positive note, then, I think we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Of course, if you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. Your support really does mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see more daily XCOM, consider subscribing as well. We'll see you again soon.